Hi, welcome to Seriously Keto. I'm Janti. Welcome to the heaven of non-sugar. So today I'm going to introduce you the Thermomix, my best friend in the kitchen. And we, in the bakery, we actually use this a lot as to prepare our sauces, our jams, our dough, anything you name it, this thing can do for you. And today, right now, I'm going to make a focaccia, which is an Italian bread, and we're going to use Thermomix to do this, shall we? These are the ingredients that I'm going to use. We have almond flour, whey protein. Focaccias use olives, but of course you can use dried tomatoes, you can use anything. Today, I'm going to explain why we are using almond flour. They're very low in carbs compared to a regular flour. First, you need 80 grams of warm water, about 40 degrees Celsius, and I'm gonna use yeast. And as you know, yeast needs sugar to become alive. So here I actually use inulin. Inulin is another alternative, but it still have a little bit more sugar, but it's not as sugar or honey and all that. So I'm using inulin here, but if you don't have inulin at home, honey is totally fine. But remember that the yeast will definitely eat up all the sugar. It is okay to have a little bit of sugar in this because there will be no more sugar. So we're gonna leave this here. Okay, so here we have the weighing scale. All right, so I'm just gonna put everything in there, okay? This is the almond flour, the whey protein, and I have baking soda. Sorry, baking powder. And this is xanthan gum. So in keto baking especially, we use a lot of xanthan gum as an alternative, an additional texture. So there's xanthan gum in here. So I just need to get them all incorporated, okay? So we don't need anything fancy, we just have to mix it a bit. That's it. Olive oil in here, about 1 teaspoon. Okay, this dough is going to be a sticky dough, but it's a very nice dough. Because of the yeast, it will all grow up later. Okay, I think this is good enough. I'm going to put the yeast in now. This is 1 egg and 2 egg whites. Okay, we're gonna cover this. Okay, we're gonna do the dough making function. We're gonna do this for about 2 minutes. And then we're gonna take a look, okay? Okay, so while waiting for this, I did already chop up olives, and we're gonna put half of this in there, and then another half at the top for garnish. Here we go. All right, this is a very sticky dough. You wouldn't get that kind of a stretchy dough like a regular flour because there's no gluten in this thing, and as you can see, it really doesn't look like anything like a dough that you're used to. So half of this I'm gonna put in here, and I'm gonna churn it again, so that when you bite into the bread, you're gonna get all the olives. Okay, I'm gonna give it just, oh, sorry, maybe like 15 turns. Okay, here we go. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna line this with parchment paper. This is like 15 by 20 ceramics, but you can use any baking sheets, but just not too white because this doesn't call for too much, and you don't want it to be too flat because you want to have a bite on it. Okay, let's line this with parchment paper so that it will come out quickly. And I actually like to use a little bit more olive oil here, just a drizzle. Okay, so you're gonna see that this is a very, very sticky dough, okay? Don't get discouraged with its stickiness. And because of the yeast, you need to still proof this. It's gonna be proofing for about an hour. See, this is not so much either, so that's why you don't use too much. This is just perfect for your one family for 8 portion. So you're gonna spread this all over and it will grow. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect for now because it will grow into it. Don't want to waste anything. All right. Okay, so you need to proof this for about 45 minutes to 1 hour in kind of an enclosed, warm environment, not too airy and all that. And I sometimes like to cover it with a tea towel, a kitchen towel, and then put it inside anything that's not windy and warm. And I have actually prepared something that ahead of time. Okay, this has been proving for about an hour. So this is what you get. As you can see, it had grown a significant bit. And so this is the dimple that you're gonna be making. All right. It depends on how much olives you like. So I actually like a lot of olives. So I put quite a fair share. And then you're gonna do this, drizzle it with more olive oil. Okay, so we shall bake this at 180 degrees, but do remember every oven is different. So at 170 to 180, depending on your oven, and we'll put foil on top of this for about 15 minutes, and we'll take out the foil and bake it more for another 10 minutes for the color and the doneness. Shall we? Okay, so I'm done with the focaccia. It's actually baking in the oven for about 25 minutes, and I'm gonna clean up and let's go do our main course. Our next menu is the chili crab, but we're gonna make it keto style. So here is the crab. This is the jumbo lump crabs because I don't want to peel them, but of course you are welcome to use the fresh crab, and also sometimes I use shrimp, the big jumbo prawns, and that will do this too if you don't feel like a crab. Okay, here we go. All the ingredients are here. Here I'm gonna put in the garlic, the shallots, and red chili. I don't have to chop them up. And then if you like this spicy, you can actually add more chili or add more chili padi. So it's up to your level of spiciness. So this is all I'm gonna put because I take spice, but not that much. And ginger, okay, to get rid of all the fishy smells. Although you don't really have to, but I think we should cut this a little bit to get rid of that bit. Because tomato is pretty, depends on the size of your tomatoes. You can use like 1.5 to 2, but then if you use more, just make sure that you don't use too much water. So we're gonna blitz this. I want it fine, so I'm gonna use this, or else it's gonna be on my face. Let's blitz this about 1 minute with no temperature. And okay, we go slow. here we are. So let's see. Ooh, they're all grinded. All right, scrape it down. So, and then we're gonna add oil, and I'm gonna cook this. So I'm gonna scrape this all the way, clean it up. Okay. They're all there. I'm gonna add the cooking oil here now. What I like is coconut cooking oil. It doesn't have much fragrance, but it is very healthy for you. So I don't do seed oils much, but you can practically use anything. So I'm gonna cook this for about 15 minutes. Okay, to cook out all the shallots and the and the chili, so it doesn't you wouldn't have the raw feel, the raw taste. Okay, while this cooking, my oven is calling me. Do you want? Okay, and then you do another 10 minutes. Okay, so the oven was calling me. That was 15 minutes with the aluminum on top of it, and I took it out, and we're gonna bake it again for the next 10 minutes. So this is halfway done, but I want to steam the crab because to warm it up, because I don't want to eat cold crab with my beautiful chili crab. So I'm going to put this in a basket and drain the water. So you can put all the to not overcook your crab. When you use a fresh one or even your shrimp, you're gonna put it in this basket and then put it in at the halfway mark, because that's all it needed. Be careful, yeah, it's hot. And I actually like this platter cover more than the whole cover to do this. And we shall just continue this. So let's see. They're gonna continue cooking until it gives me a buzz. This is goodies. I'm gonna share with you some of the ingredients that I've been using, especially on the sugars, the sweeteners, and the pastas. So keto don't take regular sugars, so we take erythritol, that is a plant-based sugar which has a bigger molecule, so it doesn't get digested in your body. It will just go out with your waste. And allulose is something has been around a while, and I do use both of them in mix, and they are very well, and I like them both as my sweeteners, as in cooking or baking or even having my coffee. And Swerve has this brown sugar, which is amazing in taste. It has that mapley brown sugar texture, which I use a lot in my cooking and my baking. And they come in different, like this one, in a different form. Like this is the confectioners. There's also the granular. So these are the alternative sugars that we use in Seriously Keto and in my daily life. And as for pasta, I actually take konnyaku pastas or shirataki pastas, but some of them has like the oat fiber in it. So do read your label carefully, because some of them are higher, a little bit higher in carbs. They're not zero carbs, but there is a few that I like this one here. It says better than pasta. This one has 0 carbs, so this is my go-to for my daily laksa, my daily pastas, like, you know, of what do you call that, aglio olio. I use this a lot daily for my meal. And today I'm going to use this also for our base of chili crab pasta. Okay, here we are. Okay, let's open this. I'm gonna take this. Be careful, this is really hot. Okay, so I'm gonna put the crab aside, and I'm gonna put the rest of the ingredient in here and give it a swirl. Shrimp paste. This is very good for. And my secret ingredient is actually miso. So it gives. I like Japanese miso more than the Chinese miso for this because it's finer. You can't actually tell that it's miso in there, but yeah, I'm putting miso in here. And then, of course, the brown sugar. I have this Korean powder. I like it for the color, and you can also use it. Use the sweet peppers. If you can get sweet peppers, they are there just for the colors, not more than the chili padi, because chili padi is really spicy. So I like my my chili crab to be red. So I'm gonna put some trick on that, and fish sauce. So I like the fish sauce too. And then this is allulose, but in this allulose I actually put some xanthan gum. So if you put xanthan gum in here, you'll get clumps, so you need to mix it up with something. So that's the reason I actually use allulose, because it's drier. When it's on brown sugar is a little bit more wet, so it doesn't give you that smooth texture with the xanthan gum. So you mix this up, and then you can just pour it in there. Okay, we're gonna cook this again for just a little bit, just to get it all mixed up. Oh. No, I don't need the temperature. I just need it all to be incorporated. This would help. Oh, I forgot in the water. That's what's so good about this. If you forget anything, that's all you do. So with any cooking, you need to taste. Let's scrape it all down to make sure that you get everything down there, that you mixed it all up. And I still need this to be boiling for the eggs. That's the secret ingredients, right? For the chili crab, those, to make that thick silkiness of it. Okay, let's do a test taste. Right, perfect. All the sweetness is there, the saltiness is there, but I like to add a little bit more salt, because salt is also, this is pink Himalayan salt. Salt is also good for keto because it holds on to your minerals, because if you are going keto, your minerals go out a lot with out of your body with your water. So okay, now I'm gonna put this on a boil before I put the eggs in, okay? I'm gonna make this boiling a little bit more than a boil. Okay, now this is the time when you have to use your own judgment and eyes, okay? Not the recipe. Okay, we'll wait until the temperature hits there, and then we put in the eggs. Okay, yay! Now I got my focaccia right. So we're gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes and then we'll take it out and we'll let it cool, and you can actually use this to dip into our chili crab too. While we're waiting for this, let's drain out our pasta. So I have two different ones here. There's a tagliatelle and then there is a spaghetti. I think I'm going to use the tagliatelle today. But you, by all means, you can use any other pastas. See how it is? It looks like a pasta, and it does taste good, really, really good. And it's not that watery kind of a feel of the other konjaku noodles. So this you can actually use straight out of the pack, but sometimes I like to drench it with hot water because so that it's just to heat it up a little bit. So you don't want a cold pasta with your food, right? So here's my hot water. I'm gonna warm it up so that it's not cold. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside. This is the best time to put in your eggs. I'm gonna make it slower. There you go. It does not need too long in there. And we are actually, I think we are done. Okay, let's plate this. Okay, here's our first dish. So I'm gonna plate this. Oh, this would actually serve 2 people, but unless you're very hungry, you can eat it all by yourself. But I mean, the pasta serves 2, this serves 4. And the crab, I don't mix it because I want you to mix it all by yourself here. You can put as much or as little crab as you want. Look at that. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect. You can garnish this. There you go. My space is clean out, so let's make the dessert. This is super simple, super straightforward. I just have a little trick though, because we have peanut butter here. You can use any other peanut butter. You can actually make it yourself, but Seriously Keto has our own peanut butter. But we don't put this in the fridge, and ours is very spreadable. So it's pretty not liquid, but not as hard as other peanut butter. So the first thing you have to do to make this cake is to harden the peanut butter. So what I've done is actually use a mold, or you don't even have to use a mold. You put the peanut butter in the fridge, in the chiller a little bit, and then you actually scoop it out and weigh it about 18 to 20 grams per ball. So, but once you get it like this, like me, it's already chilled out, then I can roll it in a ball. So you make balls first. It's gonna simplify your life, okay? Because if you try to put them all into a lump, it's really hard. So I ball my peanut butter. And I'm gonna put this in the fridge or in a freezer, whichever once it's already like that. There you go. Okay, this recipe is very straightforward. So first you're gonna blitz the chocolate. Well, you don't have to really blitz it, but you need to cut it up into small pieces. And I like the 100% cacao butter. It doesn't matter what brand it is. There's Lindt, there is Verona, there is like a lot of 100% chocolate out there. So, chocolate. And then I'm gonna blitz this. So we're gonna blitz this on a turbo just to make it into smaller pieces. Okay, so I've blitzed the chocolate, and then in there I'm just gonna put the butter, and then we're gonna melt this. Okay, this is what's easy about Thermomix is you can melt your butter and chocolate here and make it really smooth because this will never burn it. Okay, at 3 minutes at 50 degrees, your chocolate and your butter should be melted and make that silky. It's so easy because you don't really have to keep an eye on it, and it'll just do its own job. My best friend. This dessert, you can dress it up or dress it down. You can serve it as it is, or you can actually put whipped cream with rum. That's my favorite. Or you can actually put a keto ice cream on it. But of course, if you're counting calories, you want to have it just as it is. But you know, I like to top it up and make it richer, and you can still drizzle with chocolate, and then you can actually chop nuts and put nuts on it. So you can actually really dress this dessert up to make it spectacular. Look at how smooth it is. So you do still need to scrape it down to make everything smooth, but it is very rich and very smooth. Okay, scrape everything down. So you need the brown sugar. Just put everything in there. Almond flour, eggs, salt. Oh, anything chocolate, you need to put a dash of salt because it just brings out all the sweetness and everything out in there. And vanilla. As with anything, vanilla and all that also sometimes have sugar, so do read your label properly. But if you don't mind that little bit, it's fine. It's very hard to find vanilla without the sugar, and sometimes people are actually afraid of the alcohol in the vanilla too, so be wary and you know, look for something that you're comfortable with. So this is about, we need about half a teaspoon in this. So we're gonna churn this again. So there's no heat needed for this. We're gonna do it for about 2 minutes to get everything incorporated for at about speed 2. Okay, so take a ramekins. This is about, I think this is one of the smaller ramekins because usually it comes a little bit big. So it makes 4 of this. To coat this with the cacao powder, you need to laminate this with butter. So the more butter you use here, the easier it's gonna come out later because that's the trick too. Okay, and then you would coat it with cacao powder. Okay, so this is what you do. Okay, that's it. And then you're gonna like, there, you coat your ramekins, okay? So you don't want it to be too much because you're using like 100% cacao. It's going to be bitter. Okay, this makes 4 actually, so we'll see. Okay, so when this is ready, go run get your peanut butter balls. So this is the batter. Make sure that you get everything incorporated. You scrape again, and you can actually just mix it by hand because this is a very forgiving dessert. It's not a dessert that that you need to be very worried about. So you're gonna like fill. You're gonna take like 2/3 of this and fill 4 ramekins, okay? And to about only like 2/3 of the. Okay, so that's 2/3 down, and that is when your peanut butters make it easier in life because you just have to pick up the balls and put it in the middle. So you just need to cover you have enough batter in here to actually make 5 nicely with this small ramekins. So that's what you do. Try to even it out, but you know, in the in the oven, it will actually even itself out too. Okay, so this is all done now. So I'm waiting for my oven to go up to 190. So again, know your oven because every oven is different. And we're going to bake this for about 10 to 12 minutes. You're not going to be able to do the test because it's a lava cake. So the inside will be actually liquid. And but you would know that it's done when the side is all set, but the inside, the middle part is a little bit jiggly. Okay, I'm going to put this in the oven for about 10 minutes to 12 minutes. We'll take a look at its readiness. So our focaccia has cooled down nicely, and okay, it needs a little bit of help getting out of this. And there you go. Ooh. There. Okay. Out of the oven. So this is done. We just have to wait about 5 minutes for it to cool down, and then you flip it over. 5 minutes to 6 minutes is good so that the inside is not solidified yet. But if you flip it now, you're gonna get like whoosh, everything gonna be mushy. So let it set. And notes, if you wanna make and bake this ahead of time, you can do 2 ways. Once it's already baked, you can reheat this at a low temperature, about 140, and keep it about 5 minutes. And if you have a party, I would suggest you actually make the batter unbake and then put that in the chiller for 3 days. That would be good. And then you baked it once you need it. But remember, it needs to cool down about 5 minutes before you flip. Let's wait. Since the lava cake is done, I'm going to whip some cream. You need the butterfly to do this, so I put the butterfly in there. And you need some sugar. Allulose or erythritol is whichever that you have in hand, it's fine. So I'm going to use like about 1 cup here. And then like, you don't need it to be too sweet, but sweet enough. And I like a little bit of rum into my whipping cream. So it's your call. You can have it or not have it. It's fine too. And if you don't have rum, XO is fine too. So not too much because then it wouldn't whip. And make sure that your whipped cream is cool, okay? It wouldn't go more than 2, and then this is about 4 to 5. Do it slowly, but it'll get there. Okay. Okay, 2 was a little bit, you know, you can peek in there, and when you know it's done, it's done. So it also depends on how cold your whipped cream is. So this is by 1 minute, a little bit more than 1 minute, and it's done. So here you go. It's a perfect whipped cream. And you can put this on top of your cake. So you dress it up with the whipped cream that we just whipped. Yeah. And then I have peanuts here. Here you go. So this will be a final drink, or you can actually make this as your welcome drink. Okay, let's put in about, this is a big one, so this is for just for 2. So I'm gonna do like 6 of this. So it depends on like how sweet your strawberry or how sour your strawberry is. You do have to add a little bit of lemon juice and some sweetener on it. So I'm gonna blitz this first, and then we'll do test taste. Okay. It will not be about a minute, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. See, because there's not too many strawberries in it, it goes to the side, so you need to scrape it down a bit. Okay, I don't think it's gonna go anymore, so I do need to add a little bit of water in there to tone it down, and then some sugar. We have to do a test taste after this, yeah? And a little bit of lemon juice. So if you want it more frozen instead of water, you can add more ice, but that will make you a sorbet. So we want a margarita, so it needs to be a little bit more like slurry. So this will actually make it into a slurry. And it's up to you. You can use alcohol, or you want it to be a virgin. And I have tequila here or vodka, but I love tequila. So I actually put a splash of tequila in it. Okay, I think that's about it. We forgot the salt, so you put a dash of salt in here. Pink Himalayan salt, okay, my go-to salt. So here we go. Perfect. Again, this is gonna, So this is a bit slurry, so you can actually add more ice in it, but this is perfect. So there you go, and you can dress this with a strawberry or mint leaves, and it's perfect to go for 2. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I hope you enjoy and make your keto meal at home for you and your family and friends. It's still sweet without the sugar. Cheers!